iPhone guy, and this is the iPhone scratch test. Now, as many of you know, I do have a crack down the center of my screen. It really, really bites. And guess what? Apple isn't going to replace it because, quote unquote, it is user damage. Let me tell you the story. I was typing a text message back and forth, having a little text conversation with one of my friends, and I was typing my paper. I was typing at my MacBook, blah, 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 typing on my phone, typing on my MacBook, blah, 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 typing on my phone. Just that whole process. When I was done texting, put it down on the table. Nothing hard, just a placement down. And all of a sudden, I pick it up, and there's a gigantic crack down the screen. At first, I'm like, is that a scratch? Lo and behold, it is a crack down my screen. And I don't know how I got it. I don't know how it got there, but it's there, and I have to deal with it. There have been numerous reports, especially on Mac Rumors and those other blogging sites, that a lot of people's iPhone 3GS's screens are spontaneously breaking. And Apple's saying, well, it's a user error because it's nothing with our screen. Of course, classic Apple response. So I ordered a new iPhone 3GS digitizer off of eBay. It was not cheap, but, you know, hopefully it'll work well, and I'll do an install video on it. Maybe. And so there you go. But what we're going to do is take this phone and see how, in fact, durable the iPhone 3GS screen is. So first, what I've done is I've enclosed the remaining parts of my phone in tape that I don't want to get scratched, overlaced with a beautiful gold SanDisk Epic. And there we go. So I mean, I have the home button covered. I'm not going to do this bottom part of the screen, just this area. So change is very likely to fall into your pocket. This is a nickel, so as many of you know, the corners aren't abrasive, and it kind of looks like I'm already scratching it. Let's go up and down. I'm putting quite a tremendous amount of pressure on here. I'm actually worried about the LCD underneath. And so it appears as though it would be scratched, but let's wipe it off with my shirt just to make sure. And look at that. I still don't see any scratches. I mean, they just wiped away. Oh, there's one. There's a hairline scratch. But so change floating around in your pocket really shouldn't be too big of a problem. Now let's take a coin that is rigid, hence a dime or a nickel. Let's find one. I mean, a quarter. So here's a dime. As you can see, for you non-American folk, there is a rigid side to this. We're going to take this, do the same deal. Scratched up, we'll do the corner up and down, side to side. I guess you can't see this very well, can you? I apologize. We'll do it like that. There we go. Up and down, up and down, up and down. That didn't even do a thing. Look at that. There isn't any scratches on that. There are some lint spots here and there, but there are no physical scratches. It still turns on great. It still goes on well. There you go. Well, that wasn't too hard. Alright, now let's take something a little bit more abrasive. Let's take a fork. I don't know why you would have this in your pocket, but let's say that you did. What would happen? Oh, that's a nice sound. Some circular motions. And I mean, this is my phone. There's no spoofing behind it. Oh yeah. That's what we like to see. That's putting some serious scratches on it. Or so it appears. Wipe it off, and let's put the lamp on here. There are a few hairline scratches amongst the face. I mean, really though, a fork, that's not much damage. So next, a key. I put my keys in my iPhone pocket before and it absolutely makes me cry. Because I'm like, oh no, it's gonna scratch. So let's take this Subaru key, scratch it. I'm almost worried I'm hurting the LCD underneath because I am putting a lot of pressure on here. Whoa, there's a piece of lint under my screen. There's a corner, what can I do? So yeah, there are some scratches, as you should be able to tell. These are all real scratches. I mean, they don't rub off. These ones stay for good. Oh, maybe they do rub off. Holy criminy. No, they're still there. So there are a few scratches, but really like a key. And that's hard rubbing. That's not like gentleness. So wow, that is pretty good. Let's take a knife. I don't know why you'd have a knife in your pocket. Don't ask me why you'd have a knife. But let's say you did. What would happen to your iPhone screen? Now, if this doesn't scratch, I'm going to be absolutely amazed. This is a sharp Cutco knife. I mean, really, it could cut me pretty easy. So if this doesn't cut or scratch the phone, I don't know what will. So it appears as though there are some scratches in there. Let's use this side. If we dig into it, maybe we can get the coating off. That's pretty hard. I mean, that really is a lot of pressure. Oops. Could be bad. See, now I don't want to physically go up and down on the screen because I don't want to cut into it. I just want to scratch it. I probably could. These are a little duller right here. I'm dulling the knife is what I'm doing. Now, I'm putting a tremendous amount of pressure on here. It's actually honestly worrying me to death that I'm going to break the LCD screen below. I sure am gashing that gap, though. I mean, at the very least. Oh, yeah. That doesn't sound good. So as you can see, that's pretty dang scratched up. Now if I wipe it off, will it have the same effect? Let's try it. Nope, that is legitimately scratched. You can see all those little hairline scratches amongst the face of the device. I mean, a freaking knife? That takes a lot of work to put these little tiny scratches inside your phone. And granted, I mean, you can spend the 38 bucks I spent and just get a new panel. Because that's all I did. And look at that. That is a lot of pressure and just a bunch of teeny little hairline scratches. You turn the screen on and it almost doesn't bother me. I mean, it's pretty dang good. Yeah, you can see them. Yeah, they weren't there before. I mean, look down here in comparison to up there. But I'm pretty impressed. That is a pretty dang good test. That, let's brush this lower part. I mean, you can see there's absolutely no scratches on the physical glass itself down here. And up there, there's quite a few. But a knife, that is pretty dang good. Apple did a good job at protecting their screen on their iPhone 3GS. And once I get my new digitizer in tomorrow or the next day, I'll do an install video. Thanks for watching this iPhone guide. As always, stay snazzy.